Today, we're diving into something pretty cool. What happens when a developer community really starts to take off? We're celebrating the 2-year anniversary of tracking public Google Apps Script projects on GitHub. And let me tell you, the numbers show a community that's absolutely buzzing with energy. Let's get right into it. So let's just kick things off with a big question to kind of frame our whole story here. What actually happens when a developer community just explodes, growing by nearly 80% in only 2 years? Well, that's exactly the journey we're about to explore. Okay, before we get to the wild numbers, let's do a quick refresher just to make sure we're all on the same page. Think of Google Apps Script as the secret sauce for the Google Workspace platform. It's this cloud-based language that lets you automate all sorts of things, build custom tools, and basically make services like Gmail and Sheets do your bidding. It's incredibly handy. To really appreciate just how far things have come, we've got to go back to where our data begins. So let's hop in our time machine and set the dial for 2 years ago to see what our starting line looked like. All right, so back on May 1st, 2024, the data showed 2,682 developers who were publicly sharing their Google Apps Script projects on GitHub. Now, remember that number, 2,682. That's our ground zero. And those developers? They were maintaining just a little over 5,000 public code repositories. Now, that's a solid number for sure, but as you're about to see, it was really just a hint of what was on the horizon. And finally, we've got this key metric, project manifests. You can think of these files as the unique blueprint for each individual project. 2 years ago, the count was almost 7,300. This is the foundation, the very seed from which all this incredible growth has sprung. Okay, now for the really exciting part. Let's see what happened between May of 2024 and March of 2026. This, my friends, is where the story truly takes off. And here it is, plain and simple, side by side. The raw numbers show a massive jump across every single category. I mean, look at those increases. But honestly, just seeing it in a table doesn't really do it justice. We need to visualize this. Now, this is really cool because it's about the people. The number of developers sharing their work publicly shot up from just under 2,700 to over 4,700. That is a nearly 77% increase. It means so many more people are getting involved, building and contributing to this community. And all those new folks are writing a lot of code. This chart shows us exactly where it's all going. Public repositories, we're talking the actual projects themselves, grew by over 70%. This isn't just more people, it's a huge increase in shared open source work that everyone can learn from. And here we go, this is arguably the most telling metric of them all. Unique project manifests just skyrocketed by over 80%, blowing right past the 13,000 mark. This signals a genuine boom in new applications and new ideas. The big takeaway here is that the ecosystem isn't just growing, it's getting way more diverse. But you know, those big, impressive numbers hide an even more interesting story. So let's peel back a layer and take a closer look at what kinds of things people are actually building. Yeah, these figures aren't just abstract points on a chart. They represent a real, expanding universe of actual tools. We're talking about everything from a simple little script that automates a daily task to a complex, full-featured add-on that you'd find on the Google Workspace Marketplace. And we can get even more granular. As of March 2026, the data shows over 4,100 projects are published as web apps. More than 4,400 are using Clasp, which is the command line tool for more serious developers. We're seeing 776 distinct add-ons out there. And maybe most telling of all, there's a pool of 630 developers who've marked themselves as available for hire. That's a huge sign of a maturing professional ecosystem. So we've seen the what, some pretty incredible growth. But now let's talk about the so what. I mean, why is this surge in public development actually important? Well, for any technology out there, the health of its open source community is a massive indicator. When you see this kind of consistent public growth on a platform like GitHub, it's a giant flashing sign that the technology is healthy, it's relevant, and developers are actively choosing it to solve real problems. And that growth creates this awesome positive feedback loop. More public code means more examples for people to learn from. More developers means more clever solutions to common problems get shared around. All of this activity just builds a stronger, deeper well of knowledge that benefits absolutely everyone in the community. Which, of course, leaves us with one final, very exciting question. If this is what the community built in the last 2 years, just imagine what lies ahead. What will the next 2 years bring? It's going to be fun to watch.